Renfe Operadora is the state-owned company which operates freight and passenger trains on the 1,668 mm Iberian gauge, the 1,435 mm standard gauge and the 1,000 mm metre gauge networks of the Spanish National Railway Infrastructure Company (ADIF). History. The name Renfe is derived from that of the former Spanish National Railway network. Renfe created on the 24th of January 1941 with the nationalization of Spain's railways. As per EU Directive 91/440, Renfe was divided into Renfe Operadora and ADIF on the 1st of January 2005. At the same time, the existing Renfe double-arrowed logo, first introduced in 1971 and given a facelift in 1983, with a sans serif font, and again in 2000, with a mixed-case italic font, has been replaced by a dark purple lowercase wordmark designed by Interbrand, and also replaces some of the separate logos used by the other sectors. Although the old Renfe logo remains in use in some stations in Spain and on maps to indicate an ADIF station, the Railway Sector Act 2003 separated the management, maintenance and construction of rail infrastructure from train operation. The first activity is now the responsibility of Administrador de Infraestructuras Ferroviarias, the legal successor of Renfe, while the newly created Renfe Operadora owns the rolling stock and remains responsible for the planning, marketing and operation of passenger and freight services. Renfe Operadora inherited the management model of the business units of the old Renfe, which made Renfe Operadora responsible for the operation of the following passenger and freight services. In January 2006, Renfe Operadora restructured the main business units into four: Dirección General de Servicios Públicos de Cercanías y Media Distancia, responsible for commuter services, medium-distance high-speed rail avenue services and medium-range regional services. However, control of some Cercanías services were transferred to Spain's autonomous communities. Dirección General de Servicios de Larga Distancia, responsible for long-distance intercity and high-speed rail services. Dirección General de Servicios de Mercancías y Logística, responsible for freight services. Dirección General de Fabricación y Mantenimiento, responsible for rolling stock maintenance and manufacture. The Spanish state railways are currently engaged in a major transformation and modernization project. Key to this effort is a major overhaul of their outdated ICT systems through an ICT renewal project scheduled for completion at the end of 2010, under the responsibility of Corporate Director of Information Systems Oscar Gomez Barbaro. So far, the company has introduced improvements to their internet ticket sales and adopted new ICT management practices within a more industrial, organizational model, though Mr. Gomez has publicly acknowledged the difficulties in transforming what still remains a very hierarchical organization structure. In June 2013, Renfe's board agreed to restructure the organization into four separate companies, responsible for operating passenger trains, freight, rolling stock maintenance, train leasing. These four would be underneath a single holding company. Operations. The company operates some 15,000 kilometers of railways, 7,000 kilometers of them electrified. Most of the tracks constructed to the broad Iberian gauge of 1,668 mm, the same as that used in Portugal but wider than the international gauge of 1,435 mm, which is standard in neighboring France. Most of Western and Central Europe Europe, and most of the rest of the world. The newer high-speed network has been built to the international standard gauge of 1,435 mm in anticipation of its eventual connection to the rest of the European railway system. For this reason, the 1,435 mm gauge is generally termed European gauge in Spain. The Spanish high-speed system is called Avenue. The logo incorporates a feature which resembles a bird. The high-speed lines are built to the standard European gauge. Construction of the high-speed rail line between Madrid and Seville began in 1988 and operation commenced in 1991. Train speed on the Seville line is 300 km/h. The second high-speed rail line was completed in 2007 with the inaugural service commencing at 6 o'clock on the 20th of February 2008. The operational speed on this route is 350 km/h. The greater part of the line was placed into service on the 11th of October 2003, with connection to Huescar from Zaragoza. The third high-speed line was opened in November 2005, followed by the spur from Córdoba to Málaga as far as Antequera in 2007. Another high-speed route from Madrid to Valladolid was opened in 2007. The line from Madrid to Valencia was opened in 2010 and the first stage of the high-speed line in Galicia opened in 2011. A line to Lisbon is being designed. Other lines operated by Renfe include Euromed, a moderate-speed line between Barcelona and Valencia. In addition to intercity transport, Renfe operates commuter train systems, known as cercanías, in 11 metropolitan areas, including Madrid and Barcelona. In some cities, Renfe shares the market with other commuter railway operators, such as FGC in Barcelona. Passenger rolling stock. Renfe Operadora utilizes the following rolling stock and commercial products inside of its two divisions: suburban and medium-distance cercanías, medium-distance, long-distance class numbers. All classes are designated by 3 numbers. The first digit has a special meaning: 1XX high-speed multiple unit, 2XX electric locomotive, 3XX diesel locomotive, 4XX electric multiple unit, 5XX diesel multiple unit, 6XX hybrid locomotive, 7XX hybrid multiple unit, 8XX trams which can run on railways.